Hello, greetings, welcome, hola everybody. My name is Tyler. You are listening to Cosmic Crit, and I have the privilege to introduce to you yet another top-notch S-tier E-rating episode for you. Today I want to start the episode with an apology. Yes, I want to apologize to everybody for something that happened in episode 163, Noir and Peace. In that episode, I rolled worse than I think any player could possibly roll in the history of mankind. And I know for many of you, that's a source of frustration. Tyler, can't you just be better? I'm trying, and I want to reassure all of our listeners out there that I have implemented a new workout routine to try and pump up the iron on these dice. I figure my weak dice rolls are just the result of my weak dice workout program. So from now on, 7 days a week, I'm going to be rolling dice every day, both digital and real. I figure if you got to work out the fingers and joints for rolling a natural dice, you need to work out the fingers and joints for clicking the mouse to roll the digital dice. And I'm hoping that through dedication, perseverance, and a little bit of luck, I can improve my dice rolls. Hopefully, all my hard work will pay off in this episode as well. And before we begin and see if that is true, I just wanted to give a personal thank you to all of the Crittermanders out there who have joined us over on twitch.tv/Cosmic Crit. As you know, Drew and I have been trekking through Final Fantasy VII, the original Final Fantasy VII, and we're having a blast doing it. And I believe we are kind of nearing the end of that adventure. We only maybe have a handful of streams left. If you haven't checked it out, we're there nearly every Thursday, every other Thursday at, the worst, depending on holidays and other things that are going on in our lives. And we're having a great time just hanging out with people in chat, seeing people's reactions. I'm playing through it blind, so I have no idea what's going on. You can come laugh at my terrible predictions for what's to come in the future. But I really want to thank everybody. The support both from Patreon and in the Twitch chat has been really touching. It's been a wild ride and one that I've been just really excited to do and to continue. Who knows where we're going to go from here, but I'm going to be excited to have all of you along for it. Well, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you the S-tier E rating episode 164, Herds of Prey.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
It's time to rip off Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and aliens all in one NES cartridge cover on this week's bug-smashingly new episode of Contra Crit. This is Patrick speaking, your GM, aka your God Monster Demon Dragon Lord, though I guess that would be GM DDL. Joining me in taking on Red Falcon and smashing up, down, left, right, be a start to get an extra 30 resolve points are my 5 friends and your fellow commandos. To my right, she can dart up and grab every flying capsule power up in the game. It's Rebecca rolling with Zinnia.
Hello.
Across from her, his heavy fire is a spread weapon that with burst sprays. It's Drew delivering Echo 7.
You've already made a Konami code joke.
I took it right from you. To my right, this Taka Trox is turreted and terrible. It's Tyler dredging up Devasho.
Greetings.
Across from him, and get on their bad side, and they turn into a waterfall of bloodshed. It's Jabert, plain and stressed.
Hey.
And across the digital table, this little mad dog's got a scorpion stinging shot. It's Miles mixing it up with Sprouts. Good evening. Oh my, it's been a while since I've plugged in a Contra or a Super Contra. The player 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. Although I will say it's BA select start for some of these Konami codes.
Some, not all. I think I'm pretty sure it was just BA start for
Contra. I think you're right.
Contra. That's where I remember first hearing of the Konami code, because I think the rental I'd gotten from Blockbuster had it written in the booklet. I was like, oh wow, code for extra lives in this game where you only get 3. That sounds pretty great.
I
and
that
no
was
saving mid mission. That's how games used to be back in the day.
It was a game that I never was particularly great at.
Same.
Oh no, it's so hard. It's so painfully hard. We could barely make it through the first level with 3 lives. Get to that wall at the end, and it's a murder wall. I think that's actually the boss's name. It's like Murder Wall. And there's a level called Waterfall of Bloodshed, which I thought was hilarious.
That's an episode title in season 2.
Yeah, it should be. Oh boy. How are you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Oh yeah, pretty good.
It's snowing right now.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, we were recording this end of November styles, and it's a little early for you all.
It's very early. I don't remember the last time that we had snow before January even.
Yeah,
I think
not sticking
last
to the
year
ground,
we had snow in October last year.
Wow.
My.
Yeah, it was wild.
It's so funny. Jabert and I up here in New England are getting like these warm winter showers, like 50 degrees out and raining, which is super odd for us. But
I drove out to my car this morning and I stepped outside and I was like, oh, it is slightly brisk. Something is very wrong here. I should be profoundly uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. I went out to get the dog and wore shorts.
I woke up this morning and it was 45 degrees outside, and that was the high for today. It got progressively colder during the day.
Goodness.
I hate it when that happens.
Poor
It's the worst.
Georgians.
I know.
Holiday season is upon us.
Oh boy. Anyway, let's not keep our listening audience in rapt suspension of disbelief too long. You guys aren't yourselves. You are your characters tonight. We have the ultimate trial to get to. But before we do, we need to talk to Sprouts Marlowe to figure out what happened last time on Cosmic Crit.
So it's round 2, and our Hylaxian friends have another diplomatic mission for us. I thought color codifying the LSP's language would have been enough for them. Apparently not. 2 groups of settlers were having a spat over some land on the planet Necondus. It took us a few hours to chew through the legal theme, but eventually agreed to terms. The final test awaits. If I gotta talk anymore, I'm gonna be sucking on skitter lozenges for a week. What?
Get her lozenges, yeah. You guys have been chatting up a storm over these last 2 challenges. Indeed, we will fast forward a little bit to the morning after the second trial. You guys can rest back up and are brought back to that portal room for one final trial. Trial the 3rd. Where Tuva already has the portal screen up and is displaying what looks like a beachy vista with a jungle landscape in front of a large, like a couple of mountains. And in the distance, you see what looks like large insect creatures munching on the foliage of these trees, where a smoking volcano in the background seems to be spewing forth acrid black clouds. Tuva brings you guys in and says, "The final trial is one of protecting the innocent. While we always look to diplomacy first, sometimes words are not enough, particularly when the lives of the defenseless are at stake. But it is important to remember that we do not fight for glory or fame. We simply must place ourselves between the innocent and that which would harm them. And so, in this trial, you will hopefully not have to fight your charges, but will have to assist 4 creatures that are in grave danger, though they may not understand that." She'll explain the details of this trial before you all is the planet Trin-Tierl 3, which, while void of kind of civilized society, there's a lot of plants and animal species, including one that is somewhat important to Hylax. is a band of large insect creatures called click harps that have settled on this planet after they escaped along with the Sheeran from the swarm. And they are fairly poor swimmers, and a number of them are caught on this island out by this erupting volcano that is threatening to destroy a small piece of land that would be their only escape from said island. Other creatures who live on this island in the volcano's path can make their way out by themselves, but these click harps will need assistance crossing a land bridge. Tuva will say, "You must save them from a gruesome death. They are a special species. They too were part of the swarm, but like the Sheeran, were able to break their connection. Some were said to travel along with Hylax herself when she visited the prodigal stone here. While not unintelligent, these creatures do not know you all and may see you as predators in their territory." Before you guys step through, do you have questions or do you have a battle plan? I guess
maybe I need a little clarification. So they will see us as predators.
They could see us. Yeah.
They could see us as predators, but they need our help.
You said they're not unintelligent, but that doesn't necessarily imply intelligence. Do we know what kind of level we're dealing with when it comes to that?
Does Zinnia know, perchance?
Yeah, I mean they're animals, like maybe closer to a cow than a dog as far as intelligence goes. So, yeah, I mean they're very large animals. If you want to make a life science check, Zinnia, before you head out, I can answer some questions you may have about them.
All right. Oh gosh, that's terrible. That's 23.
Not great, but still,
Could have taken 10 on that.
A couple things about them. What would you like to know?
I guess there any?
Well, I should first announce that I've altered the wonderful Kate Baker's script for book 4 a little bit here, as this is a creature not in the adventure path, but one that I have pulled from the recently released Alien Archive 4. So if you guys have not heard, Alien Archive 4 is just out at the end of November, beginning of December here. And this is one of the cool creatures you can find inside, and we can talk about them a little bit right now, including what you want to know about them.
So does Zinnia know anything about like what they like to eat? Like ways to that's the only way I know how to make friends, make them food, apparently.
Right to their stomach. I mean they eat the plants that are here on the island. They're herbivores.
Okay, kind of grazers.
They might be omnivores. I actually don't have, I think, technical dietary restrictions. One thing you do know about them is that they have a kind of lingering genetic code base that allows them to kind of rearrange and do very short-term mutations within their species. So some of them might be able to, say, go from this small island and spread out on a place where there's less plants and more fish to eat, and then they become kind of pescatarian, and they mutate to adapt to that, and all of a sudden can become better swimmers. Or
are these secretly Cassarics? With that adaptation ability where they could just like bite you and turn into you.
No, they can't steal one's DNA, but they have perhaps a very, they have like all the genetic base of like other things that they have evolved from that they can kind of like pull off. So just taking a look at from what you can see from the portal on the beach, there's they're pretty large. They're like 6-7 feet long, and
so it's too big to carry, basically.
Yeah. I mean, they would probably fight you on that. One of them does have a pair of wings from what you're looking at here, and another one looks like
attached to them, or just like in their maw.
No, like the one has wings and one doesn't, so one could fly potentially.
Do they have any natural predators?
Here on this island, you're not too sure. It doesn't look like they seem to be in any danger of anything. They seem pretty large in charge as far as from what you can see. Is there something specific about like their stat block or abilities that you might want to know?
I was just wondering if they were afraid of large birds, such that, a Strix might frighten them. But
you're actually a good deal smaller than they are, so probably not.
Yeah. Let's see. Do they have any special abilities?
So besides the mutation abilities, click harps, you would know just from your background information on them, have an ability called a gentle thrum that is especially soothing for Sheerans and other creatures with blind sense vibration, and being within like a certain range of them, I believe, gives those creatures a morale bonus against emotion and pain effects. They are often used as companions and mounts for those kinds of species.
So you're saying they purr? That's adorable.
Yeah, I think it's more like a cricket, like rubbing its legs together.
Oh, that's less adorable.
Only
but-
massive.
Sorry about that.
Rebecca just went from happy to disappointed very quickly.
I actually have a question, not about them, but about you said there was a land bridge that we needed to cross.
Yep, it's depicted. I've got the map already started for you guys here in Roll20. You can take a look.
It popped.
You're kind of starting on the land bridge, which is about 35 feet across. What are your guys' initial thoughts on moving these things?
Can that sound they emit be recreated by any of our personages?
I mean, recorded and played back, maybe, but if they have like anything as far as like differences in sounds, you're not might take some time to figure out.
This sounds like a survival check thing to maybe figure out a way we can corral them, herd them. Does anybody have a border collie?
Yeah, I'm wondering if we need to like get around to the other side of them and kind of like, herd them toward the bridge.
Let's think about it. We could push them, we could pull them, we could leave a trail of food. We could ride them.
So on the island that they're on, I mean, there's plenty of food. I mean, there's, trees and bushes and things like that. So unless you have something more appetizing than fresh leaves, I don't know what trail you'd be able to lay down.
The freshest leaves.
You're basically a toothpick to them, Sprouts. Any other ideas, suggestions here? Anything you can ask Tuva?
What happens if they get in the water?
Well, they can't swim, so they would flounder and drown.
Yeah. I know that not all creatures that understand a language will be able to speak that language. Mm-hmm. Do these creatures know Sheeran?
Why don't you make a life science check for me?
Oh, that's not a good one there, Patrick.
Mr. Crackerjack.
Oh, it's very bad. I was really hoping that Tuva could maybe make that check for me.
Can I assist in this life science check?
No, don't worry about that. I rolled a 2 total.
Natural 1 and a +1.
I was mostly kidding because I'm not trained, and it would be a +1 as well.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be funny if you failed and provided a negative for that too. Tuva, will say, if they are trained, they could be taught words and commands, but they do not understand language as we know it.
All right.
Though they do make good companions if trained for many months.
All right. I think this is probably the time when I'm going to bust out my mind link ability. It is not language dependent. It sort of transfers information and sort of like in sort of useful ways, like in images and in sort of concepts and stuff like that. So that is probably going to be my my strategy here. Try to get close to one of these things and give it a tap.
Sure. So do you guys want to step through the portal now and start working?
How many do we have to move? Do we know that?
4, all 4 of them off the island.
Dokie.
5 of you, 4 of them. Should be easy peasy. Wrap it up, lemon squeezy.
If we were to try to mount them, I mean, if they're not trained, then they would not obey, right? I mean, that's a safe assumption.
They would probably react the same way you would if I tried to ride you piggyback style. What are you doing?
Okay.
Get off of me. This hurts. Those kind of things.
Patrick, do I think that I could maybe use Intimidate to try and keep them from going certain directions?
You can certainly try.
Intimidation is a universal language of you.
It is not language dependent. We know from we talked about, I think, last week. Perhaps
one of the things we can try to do is we can try to position Devasho where we don't want them to go.
Same thing with Echo 7. I also have a plus 12 to intimidate.
Mm-hmm.
So we could try to wrangle.
I have 11.
One of us might glare good enough. Devasho's Intimidate, I think, is the highest. 18, yeah.
Sure. So if you want to keep them from maybe crossing back over to the island once you have them across, might be something to do. So yeah, you guys can step through the portal, feel the same odd sensation as you're kind of teleported from the Prodigal Stone, the Forever Reliquary, across the galaxy, time and space, to this location where the comet has traveled, and perhaps looking up in Trentril's the third sky, you see just like the faintest wisp of a star with a comet's tail in the night sky. And yeah, that one, let me give you a good taste of some of the art you'll get here in Alien Archive 4 for things like this. Oh boy.
It's very colorful.
Do not like.
That's so hot.
Yeah, there are a lot of colors on these bad boys.
It looks like a crawdad.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a colorful.
It's like a mantis shrimp mixed with a crawdad.
Caterpillar. Yeah, I mean, they're weird things, and they're definitely. I mean, they're almost the weight size of a full-grown trox, but they are, of course, much lower to the ground and kind of longer.
I mean, not nothing. Maybe we just get some butter and a fire going, and we can just solve our problem right now.
You got stew going, baby. Yeah. So what's first? There's you can kind of tell some back in the forest, munching on leaves, not within your field of vision immediately here, but there's a couple on the land bridge side of the island that you can easily see here. What would you like to do first?
I think Xenia is feeling pretty bold. I mean, she knows a lot about, insectoid creatures. Can I try to toothless the situation and try to make friends with one?
Yeah.
Try to coax it.
What kind of roll do you want to make here?
I don't know. What would that be?
I can tell you, if you want to make friends with an animal here in Starfinder, that is going to be a survival check.
Okay, I can do survival.
Calm them, get within a radius.
It's a 26. Yeah. So perhaps one of them will move backwards a little ways away from you, and another one will move forward, perhaps a little curious as to what exactly you are. You want to step forward to it. It seems like you've made friends with a large cow that has stopped grazing and is now
curious as to what exactly you could be.
Yeah, I think she would pick a leaf off of a nearby plant and, hold it out, offer it to the thing.
Next time we meet sentient species, I'm going to ask what kind of food it eats. I'm going to try the same strategy.
Yeah, so it will, it'll munch on that and seems pretty docile, and will make some of these humming and clicking noises that you've heard about with them. It seems pretty positive to your presence right now.
Great. Will it follow me if I walk backwards?
No. I think it just kind of will stare at you from afar. Maybe take a step back if you move back as well.
Can I try to approach this one and use mind link on this guy?
The one that Zinnia has calmed already?
Yeah. I'll try to approach gently and survivally as well.
Well, this one's already calmed. Tell us about mind link. You mentioned that was something that potentially you would use against the LSPs in that first trial.
Yeah, so as a mystic, I can use this as a spell-like ability at will, although only once per day on any individual. But if there's a big crowd of people, I can use it on each and every one of them if I want to. Mm-hmm. It's just a standard action. It's a spell-like ability, standard action to cast. Range is touch, and then if you in that one standard action, you can communicate up to 10 minutes of information.
So in the case of these creatures, you would probably want to do audio, visual, olfactory kind of information.
Yeah. It's you can transmit emotions and stuff like that, but yeah, but specifically not language dependent. And so,
well, it's good because these guys have no language. So, so go forward. And is there a will associated with it? Will negates. It's harmless, but if they're not sure, they can make a will save if they like. Okay, I'm guessing will is probably their worst. It is. So, what's the DC here? Great question. I have no idea how spell-like abilities work in Starfinder. I'm pretty sure for this one it would work as your highest level because it's a class ability. I think so. Yeah. Okay. In which case it would be 18. Let's see here. Ooh, 15 on the dice. It doesn't want to communicate with you apparently. You spend the time, blasting knowledge into its mind, but it just looks at you like, what? It'll make some clicking and humming that seems to soothe you as a Sheeran. Spellcasters stink. But you can do that against spellcasters stink. You can do that against the other ones, right? Even though I can try against the other ones once per person per day. Yeah.
How many cows are going to rebuke you before you're happy?
Probably all of them. I bet they all have will plus 18 or whatever the hell.
A quadruple cow.
Stupid animals.
I rolled a 15 on the dice.
I hate animals. What? I hate Starfighter. I hate spellcasting. You see your. I'm gonna be a Solarian next. You see your soldier striking out in diplomacy, Zinnia, with this one that you've calmed. What would you like to do next? It was such a good shot, but here I go with my high dice rolls again, just ruining your guys' plans.
It's pretty much how it goes.
Remember last week when Tyler didn't roll any good numbers on a D20?
Listen, to be honest, I've kind of given up on this show and I'm just all in on the pirate show.
Hey, I'm patreon.com/Cosmic Crits.
Tyler, you break my heart with your rolls. You break my heart with your statements.
I'm so sorry. I mean, I love this show, but I feel like the rolls have given up on me and I'm just going to reciprocate by giving up on the rules. So.
Tyler
I mean,
should
to be fair, Roll20 definitely likes you as a pirate more than as a Starfighter
Tyler,
player.
you need to make a technomancer or magic user that just makes enemies roll DC saves.
True. Maybe I'll take over as
Stop
spellcaster.
rolling.
Kurt can play a character he likes, and I don't have to roll dice for attacks and stuff.
Rebecca, what's your thoughts on this one?
I just realized I could have taken 20 to identify these things, so need to stop forgetting them a biohacker some of the time.
Oh yeah, but hey, don't worry. You know it's 2 main abilities and probably not much else that would help you out here. I can tell you, Will, is its worst save.
What if Devasha, whoever has the best strength skill, what if you got behind one and pushed?
That's an easy way to get kicked in the face.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if you are like cows.
What's sad is if you suggest that Devasho's, he doesn't know anything, so he'd do it. He would probably try it. You're the science expert, so you want me to push a cow bug? I'll push a cow bug.
As Devasho makes his way over there, Echo 7 would stop him and show him this clip on SpaceTube of a space cow kicking a space farmer in the space face.
Zinnia,
Trust would show him a video of somebody doing cow tipping and show him how great it was. So you should definitely go do it.
Yeah.
I should say both Zinnia and Trest, you're all up on this first one. Both of you feel like this one is docile enough that you might be able to lead it out, by slipping a rope around its body, or ride it out with a successful check.
I could write it out.
Seems easier than trying to use space magic on it.
If you can
I thought that wasn't an option.
If you think if you can get up on it, mount it without spooking it, and perhaps make a appropriate survival check, you think you might have it. This one.
All right, I can try to do that. Does flying help me here? Oh, that's a 34.
Yeah, so flying, you can get up on it without jostling it whatsoever. And I mean, you can make yourself weigh like nothing on its back too, if you really wanted, but you can just like kind of gently steer it, get everyone else out of the way, right across the land bridge, not going super fast, but fast enough to count one of the 3 done.
Anybody else got some survival? If not, I'm going to go ahead and
Sprouts does.
Yeah. Well, why don't you see if you can make friends with a bug?
All right. Well, we'll see how this turns out.
So you going up to 1, Miles?
Yes. That's a 33.
Is Echo 7 going with you, or are you?
No, this is a Sprouts. This is a Sprouts move. Echo 7 survival is like -5. He can,
Oh God, they're gonna eat sprouts. Oh no, I forgot they're herbivores.
Yeah, so this one that you come up to seems very receptive. Perhaps like the mandibles will open up and it'll like sniff and then like lick you a little bit and be like, no, that's not food. That's a flower. Gotta let that sprout. Oh, hey, that's your name. Gotta let you become a full-fledged tree.
Everybody unsubscribe. Boo.
As you're looking at this one, through the bushes, just a big honking click harp comes through. This one much larger than the rest, perhaps 12 feet tall and 15 feet long. Kind of just looking over what's happening here. But you seem to have calmed this smaller one down. Do you want to try the same thing that Zinnia did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Giddy up.
You got to try and climb up on the back of this one if you want to indeed scale it.
Okay.
And that's going to be an athletics check to climb.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, my athletics is -1.
6 on the dice. Yeah, you start climbing up and perhaps fall down into the sand, and it'll just kind of like scamper away.
Can I like jump on it and use acrobatics instead?
That's a great question. For leaping straight up like 10 feet or so, it will be a athletics check as well to jump, if memory serves. You don't have a jetpack or jump jets or anything yet, right?
That's a great question.
At this point in the campaign, people start picking those kinds of things up and not telling me. So,
Yeah,
We found a jetpack. Somebody has a jetpack.
Yeah, but I thought I bought.
It's not sprout size, though, I should say. Also,
I could have put him up there, but I didn't want to spook the bug.
I'll give you
Also,
guys one more chance. Someone else, Tress, you want to try and take this one over from Sprouts? Climb on its back.
Sure. Well, yeah. Let's try some of that. And I do have a jetpack.
Okay.
So
You can boost right on top of it there. Make me another survival check.
25.
All right. Success number 2. You're able to get this one right across the land bridge.
Yes. Come on, little doggies.
All right. There are 2 left. One of them, a huge click harp. Another comes out of the bush, is a normal size, 10 feet across. Who's next? Who wants to? Do we want to just keep going down this route? Just try and make friends?
Yeah, although Echo 7 is going to move over here to prevent it. Which is the one that has the wings?
I think this one here and the smaller one.
Okay.
So you can see it doing just kind of like chicken flies. So it'll jump up in the air and like kind of flutter down a little bit.
All right, Echo 7 is going to move to the north of the map just to try to, if it tries to make a run to spook this one, the big one, back into the center.
Okay. You can try and get behind it to make it go an opposite way if need be.
Cool.
If that makes sense. Right. Who wants to go next?
Can Xenia try again, or am I stuck with the first one?
No, go right ahead.
Right?
I think it might take you like
try with this little one.
10 minutes or so to get this one across the land bridge and then like come back. 31 on that survival check. Yeah, so you've calmed yet another one of these down. Boy, howdy. There's a possibility that you can fail this, so go ahead and roll me that survival check while you're on its back.
All right. Oh, that's a 35.
There's a 0 chance of failure if you roll natural 20. So third one down. We've only got this large one left to deal with.
I'm going to try to mind link with this one right here.
Okay.
The leader of the pack. Vroom, vroom.
All right. So first, make me a survival check to approach it.
19.
Ooh, okay. That one, that is not going to be enough. It is indeed going to go back into the forest away from you and is click harping its way towards you, Drew. Is this the time for an intimidate check?
Does it seem like it is agitated?
I mean, it's definitely beating haste away from Trest.
Okay. I'm going to try to spook it back into the path, an intimidate check. Devashi,
how so? What are you doing?
So I'm gonna activate Face 2.0 with a bunch of flashing lights and a bunch of big arm movements.
Canon. That's canon that you have that cannon.
Ooh, that's only a 17.
Excellent. That's a failure. It's gonna just run right through you, and I think
can you use a strength check to stop it from running through me?
I think it's going to make a little attack as it comes through, as it's as you're screaming at it and making lights and stuff in the forest here. It is going to likewise shriek in your direction. Just a targeted blast of sonic energy coming from it. What's your EAC?
21.
Oh, I rolled a 22, so that is a hit. Oop. For 9 sonic damage as it kind of flees further into the forest here. Rawr. Almost off of the map.
I go through so many combats with nothing targeting me or hitting me, but the non-combat encounter, I take damage.
I have an idea. Is it possible to encourage these 3 that we have gotten across the bridge to do their whole trill thing in an attempt to lure the 4th? Maybe calm it down and bring it toward us?
So you have to get them a good deal. They're off the map as far as like where they would have to go to be to safety. So they would probably not be within an auditory range at that point, unless you wanted to bring them back across to the island. So might be dangerous. So messed up that one. Trest, do you want to try and stealth into the bushes here and see if you can come up against this huge clickharp again?
No, I would not like to stealth. I might like to give chase if I can do that.
Yeah, you can follow it in. I mean, it's cutting a pretty large swath through the undergrowth, so I mean, it would be like a survival 5 just to follow it immediately. So it'll come to rest perhaps 100 feet away, and just kind of goes back to grazing. Perhaps maybe its guard a little up now.
Okay.
You want to try and to soothe it again, to calm it again?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, unless there's anything unusual about this one. Like it's got a wounded leg or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could heal, but
no damage to it that you can see. Do you want to have other folks assist with this?
I mean, I'm reasonably competent with survival. I just have to roll reasonably. So I'm just gonna go for it. 30.
Oh, all right. Yeah, there were some negatives here, but that will be enough to once again, this time, get up in its range and perhaps get it to where
I lay a hand on its forehead.
Yeah,
can make me a will save, please.
It'll be in a defensive mode, but it'll allow you to touch it because you're a small thing compared to it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll save. I got to roll bad eventually, right? Yep, there it is. 6 on the dice as a fail. What kind of imagery are you giving to this click harp?
I'm giving imagery of the other click harps on the land on the other side of the land bridge, and they're eating lots of good fruits and vegetables and leaves and such, and then images of the place where I am, and then there's fire. And over there is cool breeze and other click harps and lots of food.
Make me another survival check.
Does Tress know what an attractive click harp might look like?
It's just a click harp with lipstick and
It's the Bugs Bunny click harp.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
17.
It was on a 19 on that dice. Giving you some bonuses here. It still seems reticent to go with you. Perhaps it's a little worried, and it will start you can sense calling out for the click harps. Maybe you didn't see them walk across that land bridge, but we'll go towards where it is. But it does not allow you to lead it forward.
Okay. That's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah. Do you want to try again? Does everyone want to try and help out? This is a big one. I mean, you can maybe put a couple of lead ropes on it, and
yeah. I mean, Spout's trying to help out in terms of.
Zinnia can too. I mean, how many of us can assist?
I would say 2 people can assist one. Do you want to try and get up on its back, Zinnia, and fly it forward? Then I think both Sprouts and Trest auto aid here, if memory serves.
Yeah, probably.
Go ahead and roll, right. Rebecca.
23.
Okay. Yep. This is a little more difficult because we've had a failure here, but that is just a success on a DC 25 without a saddle to kind of ride/guide this thing forward. And after that, you can just kind of take 10 to move it forward across the land bridge like you did with these other ones. And in the background, the volcano is kind of spewing forth ash and maybe little wisps of flaming rock. But you guys managed to get this done and get this last one across the land bridge in under an hour, which is
Nice.
about what it takes here. Put any solutions to this trial, including just beating up, doing a lot of non-lethal damage to all these clickers, or caging them and dragging them.
We could have done that.
Oh yeah.
Once we've completed the objective, are there any caveats to what we do with the bug cows now?
Just that they're off this island that's about to be destroyed.
Can we take one through the portal?
Yeah, if you call back to Tuva, she says that they could, definitely find space for it on the island.
We've got ourselves a mount, folks.
Well, I mean, Tuva would be like, I don't think you should take it on a war spaceship.
We can take it on our. I mean, we're not going to take it into battle. Not a battle mount, but it's a recreational mount.
Well, yeah, these things need months of training. So,
yeah. Also, Devasho, we don't have any place for the poop.
But one will happily come with you. Maybe the first one you talk with.
You keep it in the cargo bay. And then you just move it out of the cargo bay, open the bay, everything flies out, poop included.
I hate to do this, but every season we've had a pet on the ship. And I've let all y'all pick whatever pet you've wanted every season.
This season is Rebecca's pet.
She got last season.
She gets every season. Last season we had an Akata robot dog that you picked.
Yeah. What was the pet last season?
That was my class. That was a drone. I didn't get to have fun with it. It was work, and it sucked.
Last season was the baby Hobgar, right?
And this is how Tyler, we know that you're not ready to own a little baby bug cow because
no, you're not a little baby bug cow. He wants the biggest one. That's not a little baby anything.
No, the big one doesn't come through, but one of these smaller ones will.
I would have taken. I mean, I would want to raise them from when they were young. I think that's the proper thing to do. Devasho's adopted children would love to see the bug cow. I mean, that's
Xenia. Before you leave, Trin Tiri 3, give me a life science check. Checking in on the local flora.
Can I take 20 on this as a biohacker?
No. What would you be able to do that for?
To identify, it's a move action to take 20 to identify.
No.
Okay.
But don't roll one. You probably got it.
It's a 26.
Oh, that's a failure. Good.
Well, actually, it'd be a 29 if it's to identify.
Identify what? Just an alien creature? This is not a creature. You do not see, perhaps, because you're too nice of a character, how many lethal poisons can be made from some of the plants on the island, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. I'm guessing your take 20 ability, is that specifically for creatures, or?
Let me read what it says. It's a move action to take 20 to identify life science for living and physical science for unliving, probably creatures. I don't have that written down though.
Then I'd say you'd be able to figure this out. You only get a certain amount of those per day, but you have plenty of them. I imagine. I
mean, I think it's just part of my custom micro lab, as long as it's in range.
There are several extremely poisonous plants from which you can draw enough materials to create 3 doses of green lotus extract poison, if that's something your character think they'd be interested in doing.
Absolutely. What does it do?
Oh, it's a poison. Kills you real good.
It's a murder poison.
Kills you great.
Murders.
What's it called again?
Green lotus extract. A single dose, if it is just something you want to sell, is worth 1,500. So you get 150 back on it. But it's a contact poison on the fortitude.
So she can put those
charisma. Yeah, weird.
She can put those in the pew needle, right?
Yep, that spend a few hours.
Cool.
Crafting them.
Oh, crafting them. Okay. I thought you said it's a few hours to take effect. I'm like, so useless for us. Awesome.
As soon as you come back through the portal with a click harp in tow, there is applause on the other side, as not all of the Sacred Assembly can contain themselves with how well you've done. Not only this trial, but the other ones as well. Tuva says, we still must meet and discuss your performance on the trials as a whole, but congratulations on your success with these click harps. None of them were hurt, and all of them will live long lives, including this one, which we will check in with and make sure is trained well. We will come back to this tribe here on this planet, and perhaps release it back with some information and understanding.
Perhaps with some robotic upgrades, some lasers for eyes.
Well, perhaps with just a tracking device or something along those lines, so we can
that's also
better
cool.
study it. Yes,
Of course, yes.
Right. Trial number 3 down. You guys are just like knocking sacred trials of Hylax out the park this week. This entire month on the podcast.
I wish it'd be fun if actual sacred trials worked like this. You just kind of show up, you throw a dice on the ground, comes up with a number, you pass the sacred trial.
Tyler, don't lie. You hated these. You hated not punching stuff so much.
I mean, no, that's not true. I didn't like the second one. Where
you mean the one where you couldn't do anything and then realized you could just take 10 on it and succeed every time, but still refuse to do that?
Principle, Drew.
It's not the principle.
Drew.
It's not the principle.
Yes.
The principle is just doing the thing that you can do.
If you're playing a video game and you discover an item duplicate glitch, would you use it?
No.
Tyler, when we get to the end of Disc 2 in Final Fantasy 7 and you find the W item material, we will be using an item duplication glitch and you will have 99 megalixirs. It will be awesome. Thursdays typically on twitch.tv/Cosmic Crit.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is not a glitch, Tyler. This is just the way it works.
It's not a glitch, it's a feature, and you need to use it. Gosh darn it.
I mean, it's fine. You did great.
Guys,
we're all proud of you.
You
didn't do great, but please be proud of me.
Somehow you've survived the treacherous trials of Hylax, and there are very few dangers that they
They're very minor dangers of Hylax.
Yeah, that last one wasn't really. It was kind of weird.
One, honestly, making the piece between the Noir and the Goran was very difficult. That final DC was 39, I think.
Yeah, that one compared to the bug cows are totally not the same. I mean, they're just two different levels of difficulty and stress.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I prefer the space bug cows.
You have another day or so here before you are called back into the chamber for your kind of like, I guess, final verdict with them. Is there anything else you guys want to do around the Forever Reliquary before that?
Remind me again why we were doing the trials. Like, what were we trying to prove?
Prove your worth in the eyes of the Sacred Assembly before they entrust you with the secrets of the temple. Which,
right? I mean, because I guess the idea being we came here because we thought that the swarm was trying to get here, so we thought we'd get here first. But now we need to know why the swarm wanted to get here, and that's what we're doing this for. Is that the idea?
Perhaps, though, Sprouts Marlowe has already figured it out, basically, in talking with some of the monks here. Indeed, that you believe that there's a sacred object known as the Crown of Hylax that perhaps Tuva has kept secret from you thus far. But
is there some reason that we would want that, or
question
that somebody would want that, or
for her?
Well, it's what we think that the
it is what this temple was set up to protect and to perhaps hide from the universe. So
if it's just made out of those crystals that Zinnia stole from that first one, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, it's fine.
definitely not that. Don't look ahead in the book at all, anyone. So you guys want to fast forward to your decision of the Sacred Assembly?
Yeah, sounds great.
Right, and it is not in the same portal chamber as you're done there. We are moving just straight back. You're brought to the main assembly hall where you were first brought in front of the congregation, though despite what it might say on the Roll20 map, it is completely empty, and the door is barred from the other locations for this private engagement with the assembly. And you guys are brought on stage with Tuva, who once again is in her kind of like royal abbot robes and finery. She will invite you up and gives a fairly long speech where she says, brave new friends, Hylax and I must give you congratulations, for you 5 have truly demonstrated that you can champion the Forever Queen's ideals through your examples here in the trials, as well as your military careers. And so, proving yourselves, I have something for you. She'll reach into a cushion-lined metal box and brings forward, indeed, a magical crown. And I've got some artwork for what exactly this looks like for you guys. Do you see it here in the middle?
Yeah, it's like charred topaz. It's like black on the ends.
It looks like the first epic item I ever got in World of Warcraft.
Bits of chitin kind of form the base, and 3 spires resembling mandibles point skyward on this insectile crown. There's clusters of iridescent wing fragments forming the stars atop the crown, and it is extremely beautiful, though oddly off-putting at the same time. It's hard to look away from and look at. The crown of Hylax. Perhaps, Sprouts, you have some inkling of this. I believe this could be what the swarm has been searching for, an artifact that has a godlike power to it.
And what is that power?
Magic, energy, the collective power of Sheeran and insect might to break away from the swarm. Hundreds of years ago, Hylax directed the creation of this crown by Sheeran priests on the planet Suskelin at a place now called Clutchstone Ridge. It resonated with natural crystals of that area and imbued its creator and the landscape with a holy psychic energy that is unlike anywhere else in the entire universe. Yeah, Drew. It's made to resonate with those crystals, indeed.
Oh, what?
Oh my.
Its purpose, though, was unclear, and so it was brought here to the Prodigal Stone for study, protection, and spurring on the creation of this monastery and our studies.
So then, what have you discovered about this crown?
She'll hold it up kind of to the light of the temple's lighting system above and smiles faintly. And, well, the reason behind this trinket's creation has eluded us until now, but Hylax granted me visions of your arrival and of you taking the crown to help defeat a great threat. She looks around kind of conspiratorially, and she says, I am certain the threat within the swarm is primarily from an entity that you have perhaps called the God Host. Her eyes kind of narrowing as she says it. The swarm has always been a source of destruction, but in its never-ceasing evolution, it has created something truly terrifying. The colossal multi-headed monstrosity that you have seen on Suskelin, it is primed to absorb and amplify divine energy. And I think it is seeking the crown of Hylax. It could take perhaps a portion of Hylax's power for its own, and disperse it through the hive mind and making the swarm omnipotent in some way. The kind of mood of the sacred assembly around Tuva grows grim, and she'll continue on and say, "We cannot allow this to happen. Though the crown holds the potential for great calamity, it can also be our salvation. Hylax has shown me the way. You will take the artifact into a realm of psychic energy, a place that represents this god host's subcolony's connection to the greater swarm hive mind, and you will unleash the crown's true capacity there. It will not stop the entire swarm, but it may be enough to disorient the subcolony that has taken Suskelin, enough for your armies to push back on that planet, perhaps enough to be able to destroy their leader, the god host."
That is a lot of information.
Yes. It sounds like we really have our work cut out for us. How do we get to this psychic plane?
But before we answer that question, Echo 7 would right now like to reference the 1980s commercial.
Thanks for doing that.
Crossfire. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Drew.
Is that it? Just say
Jibbert's dying on the
Not you'll get caught up in it, or that's it? All right, good. Thank you very much for telling Jabert to shut up so we can have a crossfire conversation. Jabert, stop interrupting Drew's crossfire commentary. As she says this, Tuva will kind of psychically align herself, shift some magic powers, and you feel once more the comet, the Forever Reliquary, making a jump through space, not unsimilar to the shift you feel between planes as you move into drift space. But as soon as it starts, about 30 seconds later, it ends, and she says, "We have traveled once more into the system of Suskelin, where I will be able to perform a ritual that will connect this place with the god host's connection to the swarm hive. And in doing so, allow you to transport yourselves from here into its mind's eye."
But we still have our ship, right?
Where you're going, the ship will not be able to help you. It is a realm of purely psychic energy brought about by the swarm and their connection. You will be interlopers there, and from my visions, it will not be an easy fight, but it is something that I have seen the champions of Hylax succeed in doing, and I know you will be up for it.
What will we face there?
Anything and everything the god host can imagine. You will bring with you what is in your own minds and hearts as well, champions.
This is difficult to process, but we also have superiors and people we should inform if we are going to make such a bold move. Is there any way we can send out a communication before we are transported into this realm?
You can send one from our location. She'll bring up like a holographic map of the system, and they're pretty far out. They're like on the edges of the Suskelin system. So sending a message to Ultranius will be hours in and hours out. So she'll say, you definitely have enough time to send said messages, but not enough time to receive them back.
And that's fine. I'm not looking to receive. I mean, the whole idea is that if we're victorious, we might have a chance to push back. So we need troops to be ready to push back and understand,
we need them to
is there.
Mobilize and be ready to roll.
Although while writing it up, Devasho understands this sounds like fiction, even in science fiction. What am I trying to use? I do not know how to explain any of this. This all sounds wildly out of place.
I think Xenia is super distracted because she's kicking herself for giving that crystal away. she gave it to the research conglomerate, the one that she got from Susquehanna.
True that. Yeah, it might be the last known example of what might be working in conjunction with this crown.
New podcast rule. We always steal the crystals and we always keep the crystals. Period.
From now on.
From now on.
No matter what the consequences might be.
Yep. We're just I'm really not going to be happy if we see just some level 20 technomancer with a crystal. It's like, oh no.
Should have taken the crystal. Dang.
# crystal keepers.
Yeah.
Crystal's like in his forehead. It's like, oh, I see everything. Controlling all the swarms, like, attack them.
Oh boy.
Done that the whole time.
I know.
It's
Not to put salt in the wounds.
Just like, oh, get them.
I'm pretty sure Lochwort has the crystal right now. So I know.
That definitely
man.
won't necessarily.
I would
1000% happen.
I would love it if the swarm were able to, corrupt people to like turn them into weird amalgamation things and have it happen to Lochwort so we could off him.
Just turns into like a creepy half bug, the fly monster.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get to.
I mean,
that would be cool.
Sprouts clearly thinks that he's up to something anyway. He's had this grudge for a while. So who's to say that he isn't controlling the swarm?
I think the last time we went into Sprout's room, there was a bunch of red string tacked up to with everything leading to Lochwort's face. 100 strings all going over the place, and you were on
Ukrainian death cult? Question mark. Red string.
And like, there's like one random thing that circle just says, "This is the key."
Yeah.
Back to the crown of Hylax. Any questions before she starts? The ritual starts you guys down the path here.
Hold on. So I think I missed something. So the crown, where she is sending us, is pure psychic energy, and we will only have what's in our minds to protect us. Like, does that mean no weapons? Does that mean no crown? Like, what is the purpose of the crown if this is all psychic energy?
She says, the crown will protect you to a certain extent, but it is a weapon of destruction. You must carry it with you to the end of the swarm's psychic subcolony. And there you will be able to disrupt them with the crown. It is something you will find out along the way, but you will understand when the time comes what must be done.
Thank you for not being cryptic at all.
As I said, I've seen it happen, but I do not know the mechanics, the DC required. While I will assure you, if you take this task on, you will be successful. Though some of you might fall, you will give your people the chance they need. It will not kill the swarm, but it will not free them either. It will allow you just a fighting chance to take on and stop this god host. But that is if you all agree to be Hylax's champions and take on this quest to stand against the swarm, and your best bet at taking them on.
We shall.
The Sacred Assembly here, like one lights some incense and candles around this main dais, and two others, Haraskor and them, will bring out some small boxes of gifts. Inside one of them, here we go. Haraskor will say, may these help protect you all. Though there's only two gifts in here. One is a ring of cosmic alignment, and the other is a mantle of willpower.
Mine is a walrus who's got a bucket, and he's keeping the bucket away from the zookeeper. That's what my gift is.
It's a gift.
That's a great gift.
The Mantle of Willpower is a worn magical item and gives you a saving throw against mind affecting effects. And it's pretty expensive. And then I think we've had a Ring of Cosmic Alignment on the show before. It's a Solarian ability booster that I think allows you to go between modes faster, if memory serves.
Yeah, it's sellable.
You're like, oh, thanks very much.
It's super expensive and super disposable.
Thank you. How much will you give me for this ring of cosmic alignment? Very useful to Solarians. Also, give us all your credits. We are so broke. I can't afford. I need armor. This does me no good. I need heavy armor. I haven't had heavy armor since book 2. Give me heavy armor.
I have an idea. I have that micro lab. I just said that very suddenly.
Can we just grind these down into the
into UPBs or something and like make armor out of it? Or something?
Just make contact with these gift givers while you do it. Just be like shredding this sacred mantle of willpower that's been handed down to
You're right in front of them.
Honestly,
turn it into goo and make it into like.
Honestly, if we can put the crown into the micro lab, I'm willing to do it. I will shred that crown to get armor.
It's a relic and it's priceless, so it makes zero.
I will put the bug cow into the shredder until I get armor.
Wow.
God, who's making this game?
You monster. Okay. Well, I was about to point out that they open up their armory to you and give you some weapons and armor, but now you don't get it because you're really going to get forward to the
No, it was all jokes. These are jokes.
It's like level 12 armor they're about to give to you, and now I'm like, oh, I don't think they deserve it.
God, it's all for the funnies. I love my armor. I've got a big shield. It's all
no. Yatchurin, one of the Han, will come up to you as Tuva kind of like sheds some of her heavier robes and starts to prepare for this ritual. They're outside the main assembly hall's doors here, and we'll be like, Devasho, you need armor. We got your armor over here, buddy.
Oh my gosh, I'm dying for some armor. This is, I think I've grown 2 inches since I bought this. It's chafing me something bad. Oh.
And I do imagine that since Devasho isn't, it hasn't been that long, but Devasho isn't as corrupted anymore. So I imagine he has put on some weight and changed in size. So there is kind of a.
It's been like 3 days or so, but you're gaining weight now and can sleep and all those nice things that you like to do when you're not cursed.
Yeah. He's packing in more food. So if they have a way to, if he has options for something that might fit better, he would certainly take it.
Right. So, Yatchurin, the female Han, has a number of things for you guys, including 2 batteries, 1 high capacity battery and 1 super capacity battery that they don't really use. And in addition to that, I didn't make this up. There's armor somewhere. There's in addition to that, in the armory, 1,000 credits worth of supplies, so you can draw from that ammo, or you guys can take a couple of serums worth of stuff. There is armor that they cannot wear, including a suit of white carbon skin armor, which I believe is light, and from Armory, the Starfinder Armory, a Mining Jack 3 set of heavy armor.
Okay.
In addition to that, they have a number of non-lethal grenades, including 4 Mark II flash grenades and 4 Mark II sticky bomb grenades. You guys writing this down? We'll get to it later. But if anybody wants anything right now from that, if you want to get that armor suited so you can wear it, they can. The 3 Han can kind of like help you fit into it.
You said Mining Jack 3, right?
Correct.
I mean, Sprouts would be definitely interested in the white carbon
it's
skin.
plus 15. Plus 15.
Yeah,
Zinnia
and
could
I
use
almost
the-
didn't give it to you because you were a jerk.
So it's level 10 armor. What?
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
the white carbon skin is level 10. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
No,
I-
I'm talking about the heavy armor.
Oh, that's what I'm
the
talking
light
about.
is too.
I want some of that.
So do I.
Gosh.
Let's see who gets hit most often. Meeny, miny.
You guys got
Yes.
one set of light, one set of heavy. Do you want to roll off for it now, or
No, I think with the heavy, Tyler. Last time I took the heavy. I think this time it is your turn. You take the heavy.
Oh, thank you, my dude. It is nice. That's a huge upgrade
Oh yeah.
for Devasho, who was rocking my KAC bonus was 12, and now it's going to 19. That is
That's
massive
intense.
difference. So yeah, I think I'm good for a while now. Awesome. Very good.
So we just have the one set of the carbon skin.
correct?
So, what are you wearing currently, Miles?
I am currently wearing the freebooter armor.
I am in Vesk Brigadine 2. So I have a +5 to EAC and KAC right now. And carbon skin would be 12 and 14 respectively.
Right.
That's a massive upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, for both of us, it's a massive, and it's still about twice as much for me. I have a +6 and a +8, I think.
Anybody
guys
want to anybody would want to throw out a guess how much that ring of cosmic alignment costs? Just a guess.
I don't know, like
How much?
3,000 credits.
25,000. 25,000 credits is what that
Oh.
costs. To do
Sell
to do-
that.
You sell
Yeah,
that and get
well,
another piece of
sell that,
that
it's what,
carbon
250?
armor, and we're good to go.
exactly.
Yeah, it sells for nothing, but it's worth 25,000 credits. And for literally, if you're playing as a Solarian, you are not going to use it. Like almost ever. I can't imagine why I would use its ability. It's cool, but is it 25,000 credits cool?
Remind us what
No.
it does.
So what it allows me to do is become unattuned and then reattuned to the other alignment as a swift action.
It's not
So-
completely like reattuned all the way, fully attuned.
No, one.
Just one. Yeah,
One.
that's lame.
Yeah. So
If
it's
it
not
swung
like
you in the opposite direction so that you're fully attuned, like with photon or whatever, all of a sudden that would be awesome. But yeah. That's.
I feel like
lame.
we dealt with this
Yeah.
with Elindra in season 1, and
And-
we had the same
Elindra
reaction.
got one, but I don't think I've played with it.
yeah, because
Just
it also
guys.
only works.
I hate Tyler. Who's taking the carbon skin armor? Just
I mean, should we roll
Way
off
off
for it,
track here.
or-
I guess
Sorry,
we'll
I'm
roll.
sorry.
I don't think either of us can technically afford it, but yeah, we can roll off. Just a
I think our sort of system is you're allowed to go into negatives. It's like you're not allowed to like grab more loot when you're in the negatives, and so that's sort of the.
All right, so D20 roll.
Ooh, let's.
a 6
Ooh, that's
for Rebecca.
bad.
Oh no, natural one.
Man for Miles.
Wow, I'm
Miles-
surprised.
Miles, your EAC and KAC is the guy whose shoulders you're standing on. Who probably
Oh
has
yeah,
taken
no,
a
I
hit before.
just want the armor.
But yeah, that's pretty good set of armor. Might do you until the end of the campaign. Who knows? But you are able to get it fitted as Tuva will start the ritual for what she has here to do, and says the first part of this plan, I must perform a ritual to open the way to the other side, to the other realm, and it will take some time, but I will be done and return before you know it. She puts a clawed hand on your shoulder, Devasho, and says, you can lead them through this. It will require all of your skills, your entire team's abilities, but you will be able to make it through the other side if you remember what I told you.
I will do everything I can to make sure we are successful. Thank you for putting your faith in me.
She'll wish all of you the best of luck, and her eyes will go kind of milky white again as she begins just hovering in front of the statue of Hylax here in the Great Assembly Hall. entering into a deep trance with tiny sparks of yellow energy kind of forming along her appendages, her extremities, and then along the points on the crown of Hylax that's kind of floating in the air above her. I imagine her hands are kind of like outstretched in front of it. About 10 minutes later, as you guys are armoring up and equipping, Mir Shamir kind of like goes into his comms and says, "What? They what?" You hear maybe some alarms going off as the comet's sensors seem to have detected something. He'll come back to you, Goal, and say, "Council, it is impossible, but the swarm, they're on their way here right now."
They must have successfully figured out how to get here. This is what we feared when we arrived.
Oh, we were hidden within the comet, though. I don't understand. We've traveled through swarm systems before undetected.
They solved our laundry machine puzzle, or however, whatever the thing was that led us here.
You don't understand. We cannot leave while this ritual is going on. It'll break the connection, and we may not get another shot at this.
Don't stand back. We shall defend the entrance to this place.
He'll bring up like a holographic projection from his data pad to show you all, though, and it is like 50 swarm ships. You can see just like descending on the comet's place in space, almost like they were waiting for this. They will be here in a matter of moments. They will be through our defenses. They will cut through them like paper.
So we gotta go.
Yeah, Mir Shamir will say that in a matter of minutes, the comet surface will be crawling with them, and if they have any capability to burrow, well, they'll be in this chamber in a matter of minutes. We have to buy time. It will take some time for this ritual to be complete, but they will find this place if they are looking for the psychic energy that Tuva is exuding.
Can we use the crown for this?
Yeah, I was going to say if this crown is made from the same crystals that Xenia used to daze the swarm back on Suskalon, can the crown be used here to delay them once more?
So the crown is part of the ritual. So there's no. I mean, it's like fully enraptured in energy right now. But I should say it's not really made of crystal, the crown. It resonates with the same energy as the crystals back on Suskalon, though. So you can kind of like feel the same calming aura around it that you felt at Clutchstone Ridge. But yeah.
What about those crystals that Candle Rhyme had? Are they magical too, or are they just crystals?
No, they're like gems more than anything. Okay. You know, like geodes and fine rocks that are,
but unrelated to this. Okay,
completely. Yeah. Mir Shamir kind of like looks through their war catalog and says, well, we have a number of connecting tunnels throughout the comet that, if we were to place controlled detonations of explosions here, and here, kind of showing you guys a map, the tunnels connecting all the various locations. Well, we can slow their advance, and we might be able to push them back long enough to let us set up a defensive location. We can cut the time and push minutes to perhaps an hour before they reach us, and that's all the time Tuva will need to be bought to complete this ritual.
That sounds like a valid plan. If you can get us the explosives, we will make sure that they are detonated.
Champions of Hylax, are you all up for this job? There are 4 locations here. Do you want to split up, perhaps send you in 2 directions at once in some kind of split the party situation?
That sounds optimal. We should absolutely do that.
I was not joking. Do you want to do that?
I mean, it sounds like we're on a time crunch. I mean, do we have any choice? I feel like if we all go together to every location, it's going to take a lot longer, right?
Sure. So do we want to do like a 3-2 situation? Trest and I should split up because we're the two frontliners, and the operative should split up, and that leaves Echo 7 to go with one group or another.
Zinnia, come with me. We shall take the southern route. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop.
I'm so glad we get footsteps sound effects. Also, are you wearing
That's why they pay me the big
shoes?
bucks.
It sounded like you're wearing Dutch
Clogs. Trest wears clogs. That's been in his character bio since day one.
It hasn't come up yet, but it's a real thing.
I forgot my coconut shells at home, so.
Okay, so it sounds like you two are going to head off south, and then I've got Echo
2 tickets
and
to
Sprout.
paradise. Won't you pack your bags? We'll leave tonight.
We
That
can't
means
afford
Echo
that,
7.
Drew. We can't afford that.
That means Echo 7 and Sprouts are coming with you, Devasho.
Oh.
Sounds like it. Patrick, are we headed up north, or where's all these bombing locations?
I honestly didn't think you guys were going to take the bait that hard, so I'm.
Oh, good.
Furiously.
Well, bye, everybody.
Redirecting. No.
Season 3 was
to
fun.
rework on my enemies.
No, Drew, stop. No more karaoke.
No, as you guys leave, obviously, stepping forward to help you out, Kiarth is going to go up to you, Devasho, and says, "We fight for the forever reliquary with you all, to the death if it needs to be. You have our hammers."
Fantastic.
Come with us.
Yachurn and Nurich will obviously go with the smaller party, aka Zinnia and Trest, and I think Kiarth, along with Echo 7, Sprouts, and Devasho. It's 2 parties of 4, baby. We got plenty of folks up in here, right?
Got firepower.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Also, it's canon in Cosmic Crit. Patrick is excellent with swoop hammers. This man can roll a swoop hammer attack roll.
I've never seen a man swoop like this man.
This
I will
guy
knock you down.
swoops.
I
It's
want to
down,
swoop, baby.
No karaoke, Drew. We blew all our money on the first song. God. This man has 2 beers and he's karaoke all day long.
And he's Harry Connick Jr. over here.
Alrighty, so we are in initiative turn order here as you guys are running through what looks like, caverns. There might be ice stalactites in the ceiling, kind of dripping down from the comet's surface below, and you have marked out on an AR map through your comm units and data pads where you can see Mirschmir has marked these weak locations and given each of you a set of explosives. Each one you'll have to set 2 down and detonate remotely in order to collapse the tunnel. So let's go ahead and roll some initiative as you guys have broken into teams of 2, taking the Hollands with, and getting into a very long split up combat, double combat, as you can get readings and hear back from commands where Mirschmir is telling you how they are breaching the surface currently.
And Rebecca still beat those 2 who both rolled natural 20s.
Yeah, I've rolled 20s for Yachurn and Nurich, and Zinnia is still going first with them. And Trest is there. I'm going to split these up into 2, as confusing as I can make it. As we'll take a turn in each combat separately, if that makes sense. Great. Sure. Let's go first to party that rolled a little bit higher. Zinnia and Trest with the Hans, Yachurn, and Nurich. Do you want them handling the explosives? Do you guys want to take them? What would you like to do?
Would that be an engineering to handle, to plant those?
You really just have to set them in place and, like maybe plug in like one wires. It is a full round action. So it's up to you guys.
I think I will carry them as
both of them.
Well, I'll carry one of them. I feel like we should allow, we should not put our new friends at such risk of carrying these dangerous things. Zinnia, would you carry the other one with me?
Yeah, I'll carry the other one. Partly because they're carrying two-handed weapons, right? So if they have their weapons out, they wouldn't have any hands free to carry stuff anyway. So
yeah, I mean they have like little satchels and things that they can bring with them. But let's see. Okay, as you get to the point in the cavern where you are to be placing these, you hear the chittering of perhaps swarm legs and claws in the tunnel ahead of you guys. You can see just down the other side of the tunnel. Make sure I feel a little bit more here as they're off the map.
Oh no, it's
some
the knockdown
friends
boys.
We've seen before
guys
in the form of escachides, but these look a little different from the ones you've seen before, as they have two giant heads.
Oh no, they're double knockdown boys
with the rhinoceros kind of horns on them, and back behind a swarm mind reaper with them. And I will roll them into the turn order.
Someone was like, we need to upgrade these escachides. Well, how can we do that?
You said that,
just
but
slap another head.
I look at those boys and I think, which way did they go, George? Which way did they go? Which way did they go?
Let's see here.
The two-headed version is terrifying. They gotta be unflankable, right? I bet they're unflankable.
It might be a ability of them. So they're just off the map here, but like 40 feet away from you, we'll say, moving in. And first in the turn order, though, is Zinnia. Zinnia, what did you roll? 19 on your initiative roll dice. So, yep, going first as an operative.
Okay, she can see these. I think she is going to. First of all, can I try to identify them? I've fought them before, so I assume it would be an easy identify check, right? Let me try to.
These are slightly different, so I will need you to make that roll or take 10 on it, whatever you want to do.
I could take 20 as a move action.
If you want to do that, you can as well.
That gives me a 40.
Oh, yeah. Well, 20 will definitely be enough. These work just like the swarm escachides you fought on in book 3, where they have the pummel ability where they can knock you back if they beat your KAC +4 with their gore attack. Indeed, you have sussed out that they are unflankable as per the ability, as they've got a head swivel in both directions. Besides that, they seem to be fairly similar to the other escachides that you killed before.
What is their EAC and KAC? Can I know that?
Yeah, I will allow it because you've technically fought these before. EAC of 18, KAC of 20. You can punch right through their armor with a well-placed blast.
All right. So that was my move action. So I'm going to... that means I can't trick on this, but I'm actually going to... I wonder if I should use my needler pistol and inhibit them somehow. I'm going to use I'm going to try to use a basic inhibitor to give them a penalty to their AC. Just the one on the left.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
So it's an 18.
That is enough because they are technically flat-footed down there in the dark, having not gone.
Wow.
So it does 5 damage and gives them a -2 to their AC.
Okay, so well, even worse for that one. Great. It is your turn and your riches. Go next. The two Han that are escorting you guys, and they are ready to get on the front lines, but will hold back if you want them to. They say, we are here to defend Hylax and you all, let us meet our foe head on, please.
They are free to engage. Weapons
boy.
free, gang.
All right, they've got the movement to. I think they got the movement this turn to get to these guys.
They're probably pretty fast.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Let's see. No.
Oh, they're big too. Really?
They are large creatures. Yeah, large, monstrous humanoids, and each of them is going to make an attack with a swoop hammer against one of these escachides. So let's roll
Double 20s, double 20s, double 20s, double 20s.
I swear, these two. Better not. So the first one, a 9 on the dice, is a hit with the one that's got the reduced armor class, and the other is a 17. These are 2 hits. And they're bringing D10 swoop hammers down on them.
I'm telling you, Patrick and these
Watch those bugs.
They're terrifying.
Yeah. So the first one is bludgeoning damage with the swoop. Actually, they don't even need to. Well, they like rush into these guys. They'll get right up next to them, so they can't fly away. First one is taking 18 points of damage. The one that already took 5 points. So pretty good. You'd like to see that. And the next one's only taken 14 points of damage, bludgeoning, but a good start for turn 1. Next in the turn order, I believe I rolled. Nope, it's Tress. Tress with an 18.
All right. I'm going to move up to this blasting spot.
Mm-hmm. Get ready to drop those explosives.
Yeah, but I still got me a little standard action. Mm-hmm. And I look back at this fool back here. I remember they got some magical abilities on them.
The Mind Reaper does.
And I'm saying, no, you don't. And I reach out with my mind and I wrap my mind around its head and I squeeze. It can make a fortitude save.
Ooh, what's the spell?
Psychokinetic strangulation.
Ooh, I've rolled a 16 on the dice.
Oh, shut up. Fart you.
I don't know what the fortune is. Give me a break.
Every you make every save, man.
Every single spell.
What's the DC?
No, shut up. It doesn't matter what the DC is if you rolled a 16, you butthole.
What if they have like a negative fort?
They're not having a negative fort.
I'm just kidding. That's enough. They did well.
Yeah.
But that's your
hang on a second.
turn.
Hang on a second.
Oh, is there an ability?
Yeah, it says fortitude
well?
partial. I'm trying to figure out what it means to be partial.
Oh, partial, you say?
Okay. Oh no, I see. You have the damage by passing it. Yeah.
So still some damage to this one.
Yes. This will be 3d8.
Oh boy.
Well.
16. So 8 points of damage going to this guy.
Okay.
So you are not immobilized. You are still being choked though.
Ooh. Ouch.
So you cannot breathe.
So if you like sustain this, you can
wait. Sorry.
Keep going.
Hang on a second. The creature can still attack with any of its weapons except any bites. Close parentheses, cast spells, and so on. Okay, so you can still cast spells and stuff. Never mind. I thought this spell did a very different thing. I didn't read the spell very carefully, apparently.
What's it called?
Cool.
Psychokinetic strangulation. So,
psychokinetics.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I am currently concentrating on it. And so I will decide in the future if I want to stop.
Okay, let's move on to their turn. The Escachides are going to make pummel attacks versus these Han. Do I want to do double attacks? So, yeah, they're going to try gore twice each of the Hans. So let me do the first one. Oh, bad, good and bad. I've rolled a 12 and a 2. The 12 is a hit. The 2 is obviously not. Let me roll for the other one before I start doing damage. Bringing its huge horn-like appendage. Ooh, I've rolled a 17 and 16. That's 2 hits on Nurich. the other male Han, and their damage for the gore. I should also say this is going to be knocking back Nurich about 5 feet, and this is not enough to knock back Yachurn, but this hit D6 plus 10, 14 points on Yachurn. Feels like I'm playing my own little Starfinder battle over here. And then 28 points on Nurich from 2 massive blows.
Ow,
and I will say that is enough to not bother Nurich at all. They're ready to get back in the fight. They have so much HP.
You held me in suspense there for a second.
I've got so much.
Was a little worried.
Okay, so let's go ahead to. I think I've got these numbered wrong. The Mind Reaper is going to obviously cast a spell because that's what they're good at, and we'll do one that allows them to survive a little bit longer. It's going to cast Mirror Image on itself. Boop. It's actually going to back up a little bit from your churn's range because it's still very much of that, and move off, I think, to the side here. And it creates a couple of duplicates of itself that you see magically in front of it.
So you should take double its Constitution score and subtract 2 from that for taking a standard action this round.
What?
Because you're being strangled.
You're being strangled.
I'm sorry. What is the ability?
You're being strangled, so you are currently suffocating. So you can hold your air. You can hold your breath for a number of rounds equal to twice your Constitution score. But if you take a standard or full action, you reduce that by an additional round.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Let me write that down for a future ref.
It will probably not come up because it will. I'm sure it's something like 26 or 28 rounds or whatever.
Double the
it's going to be a 14 round.
Yeah. Okay, but I've got that, and that is going to end turn 1 combat over in hallway number 2. Let's go to hallway number 1, where Kiarth is leading Devasho, Echo 7, and Sprouts. And as you guys get to the location where the bombs are to be placed, you see a couple of swarm creatures turning the corner here, and a little different situation as creatures you've not seen before edge around the corner. Large beasts that look like horrific mutant trocs, standing on 4 legs with 2 huge, like, bladed arms, and a similar escutcheon, kind of a horned head, as well as a razorback sharp set of plated shoulders. We are in initiative turn order over here, and let me add them to the turn order.
Free action to send a picture to Zinnia?
Ooh, there's another natural 20.
Joking? Oh my god!
On the initiative roll. I've rolled a lot of 20s on initiative tonight, but don't worry about these guys because they are still not going first. These big, slow-moving tanks. First up on this side is Sprouts Marlowe with a 29.
Okay. I'm trying to think what would be best, if I should try to go ahead and put one of these bombs down, or if I should take a shot at one of these guys. All right, so Sprouts pops up because it's a full action, right? To plant one of the bombs.
Correct. Yeah. Do you just want to get in position?
Yeah.
Okay. And who's got the other bomb on your guys' side?
What check is it to place the bomb?
It's just a full action to set it.
Echo 7 will do it.
Okay. Sprouts, if you just want to move over there, you can still make a standard action, or if you want, you can even take an attack on these guys.
Yeah, I'll take a shot at the bottom, or I guess the southmost beefy boy.
Until they are identified, these shall be known as the Beefy Boys. the two Beefy Boys.
Yeah, they're
going to kill us.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this. It's a CR 17 or lower.
That is a trick and a what'd you get on the attack roll here?
16 on the attack. So
just a hit.
Oh, okay.
Against EAC. Yeah.
All right. So he's going to be.
That is if you're making it flat-footed.
Yes. He is going to be flat-footed, and that is a total of 25 points damage.
Oakley dokley.
Wow. Good roll.
You've already started taking your turn, Echo, here. Moving forward, do you want to take a shot at the other one?
I think because of the way that things are going and watching that shot that Sprouts got off, I want to take a shot at the southernmost beefy boy.
Sure. So teaming up, focusing fire, finally working as a team. How dare you? As soon as I split the party, you guys.
I'm insulted.
Using strategy. Okay, go ahead, make that attack.
So I'm going to take a shot with the Gelid hail cannon that I haven't gotten to use this entire thing so far. So.
Yeah.
Natural.
Indeed.
20.
Drew clutching.
Let's pull the old Cosmic Pathfinder official critical hit deck. We've not had these in a while. We've not had a crit in a while because we've had some diplomacy missions. But it's important to shout out a Patreon subscriber who we not done in a while. Oh, let's do William DM. Thanks so much. Like many of our subscribers, perhaps joining up during the summertime and helping out the podcast.
Yeah, William DM, I have just been so excited to get back into combat.
This one's for you, Will. Do you want kinetic or energy?
Let's do. What do you guys think? Energy or kinetic?
I would do energy myself.
Energy.
That's always my preference.
Yeah, energy is fun.
So this one is called Wing Shot. You're clipping perhaps two of the legs on this guy, as this one will have reduced mobility and speeds reduced by 50% for a minute.
Oh, yes. Nice.
Is that going to stop it from getting to little Sprouts?
Well,
we will see.
I will say the critical effect on your hail cannon is for it to be staggered, which is also an excellent thing to have.
Yeah, staggered is also real good.
So, he has to choose between taking the crit card or having it be staggered.
Yeah, I believe it gets a fortitude save on the staggered. Is that not?
If it gets a fortitude save on that, then I would take the
critical effect.
I'm not sure. What?
Yeah, it's stinky, but it's
I would keep it as is.
Let's do the card then. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say Beefy Boy have a massive fortitude save.
It's one of the reasons that Knockdown is so good, because Knockdown doesn't allow a fortitude save, but I mean most other things do.
So what's your total damage there, Drew?
That would be 29 points of damage.
Ooh,
boy.
Matching and adding on to the 25 from a Sprouts Marlowe. This guy is bloodied in turn 1.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes. Excellent.
Beefy boys.
It has a couple of targets on its turn, which is right now. I've rolled that natural 20, putting it behind our quick acting members of the team here.
Beefy Boy is known to let the beats drop.
Its speed is affected because it only has a speed of 30 feet, which means to get to a Sprouts Marlowe or an Echo 7, it would have to charge. Lucky enough, it does have an ability you can use. This one as a standard action as
no.
forward.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, I'm proud of both of you for going first and stepping out into the front line. You're about to pay so dearly for that choice, but it was cool.
It's going to move up 15 feet, and it focuses its kind of legs and arms start to punch in the ground, and you feel the earth around you kind of rumbling as solid rock begins to vibrate around you, cracking off perhaps. And in a cone here, can I get, let's actually see what this cone would look like. I think it's actually going to be just about everyone. Jeez.
It's a huge cone.
Let me double check here because I can start on this corner. Oop, let me snap to corner. Oop. I mean, it's a 30-foot cone. Yeah, so everyone make me a fortitude save. It is a low DC, but this is for half. Did I say fortitude?
Yeah.
It's fortitude.
Okay.
Oof. Yeah, get out of here, evasion characters. We don't like you. Fail from Sprouts, a fail from Echo 7, and a success from Devasho. And a fail from Kiarth. I'm pretty sure I've rolled a 2.
Every time Patrick rolls, I'm so excited when it's a 2, but I forget he's got a dude on our team.
This is a 46 sonic damage coming at you guys.
Ow.
Very low rolls, 10 points in total. So everyone's taken 10 except for Devasho, taken 5.
Hey.
All right, let's write that down on Kiarth. Whose turn it is very close to being. And the other one is going to move forward up to Echo 7 and is going to make an attack with one of these huge plate arm weapons it's got. Ooh, 6 on the dice. Don't think that's going to do it. What's your KAC these days, Drew?
24.
What did I roll?
6.
You rolled a 6.
Oh, I rolled so close to being a hit. That's a miss. So close. That is their turn. Kiarth is going to charge forward here. And do they have, I forget if they have 10 or 15 foot of range with the swoop hammer. 15 foot range with the swoop hammer. Gonna move right behind little Sprouts and be like, I will defend you, potted plant man. Set the bomb and I will deal with this one. It's gonna make an attack. Swoop hammer attack.
Set the bomb.
5 on the dice. Even with its flat-footedness, that is a miss.
Yeah, I figured.
Devasho, we're on to you, Tyler.
Patrick, I didn't say it, but I also don't think we needed to say it. We probably have our weapons out, right? Everybody have their weapons out?
Sprouts always has his weapons out.
It's really quite negligent if you know the swarm are coming and don't.
Yeah.
Prepare.
Okay.
You would be a dum-dum.
It takes a lot of move actions for me to get all my stuff out. So
Echo 7 has quick draw, and one of his weapons is literally on his shoulder. So,
all right. Well, cool.
However, I would like to remind you that Echo is always armed with melee with these power armor fists.
Cool.
If you can make it that far. That's a big question.
I cannot squeeze between the 5 feet that they have between themselves. If this were Pathfinder, I could maybe acrobatics through their space, but Devasho ain't doing that.
So you're moving forward to the one on Echo 7?
Yeah. Yep, I will move up to stand next to Kiarth there. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be using that energy resistant bypassing blade.
All right, attacking the one on Echo 7.
We're going to attack the one on Echo 7 because I simply cannot reach the other one. And this is going to be acid against your EAC. Oh my gosh, it wasn't a single digit number. 12 on the dice for a 26. I know.
That's a hit.
Hey, what do you know? I attack good. 23 points of acid damage going through all ER.
You fool, they're immune to acid. Oh no, it still hurts them. They're very confused. Letting out a shriek, of course, in perhaps ancient Kucharn language, saying, no, the burn. But also saying, to be continued next week on the podcast. What? Oh, yeah. What? We just started this combat, but we've got a ways to go. And believe it or not, next week, we will make up for the pain of multiple weeks of no combat here on Cosmic Crit. As you guys, we need to take a photo of the initiative turn order. How huge it is! You've got NPCs fighting alongside you. You've got creatures you've never fought before, and more to come next time on the podcast.
All right.
Exciting.
Yeah, off to a good start. We'll see if you guys can continue.
I'm glad we split the party. I think it's fun.
Yeah, but I kind of wish you had come to the side that had the brand new creatures, and we'd gone to the side of the old creatures.
Well, believe me, Zinnia wishes that too. So,
oh, don't worry,
nice.
you're definitely getting a dead body sample. No karaoke, Drew. I said no.
Well, Sprouse has mysticism. He could do a check.
It's life science.
Well, he also has life science, so he can do that too.
Okay, I think it would be worth. Well, we already kind of know it, though. We know they have a cone. We know I don't know how many other tricks they might have up their sleeve.
Yeah, it's worth trying to figure out, but that'll be fun to figure out next week.
Yeah, write down what you want your next turns to be, as we've got a number of them to go. Getting back into the swing of things and into the climax of book 4. So excited! Been waiting on this for a while. Through the trials, guys. Thanks for playing with me.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick.
Listeners, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on Cosmic Crit. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Good week. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Cosmic Crit. This episode has been made possible through a sponsorship with Roll20 and the backing of our Critamander fans on Patreon. Thanks again and have a great week.